Thank you for joining us today for the virtual Sunday service with the Center for Creative Living. CCL, a charter of the Universal Church of the Master, has served and supported the spiritual needs of its community here in the Bay Area for over 20 years.
Good morning and welcome. I'm the Reverend Doti Boon, and you have tuned in to the Center for Creative Living, and this is our virtual church. We're so glad to have you here because this is a wonderful Sunday. We're looking forward to Thanksgiving, however you decide you want to celebrate it this year, and we all have so much to be thankful for. Even though it's a difficult time with so many things going on, you're alive. And you're listening to me, and you're watching our CCL church service, and we're so glad that you're here. Thank you so much for being a part of our community. And it means even though you didn't even know who we were when you started talking to us through virtual church, and when I say talking to us, I mean the chat room. Our chat room is wonderful, and it is going on along with our service. So if you're watching us and you can see the chat room, push it and say something like, hi, and I'm so glad to be here, or it's a beautiful day. Anything you want to. We'd like to hear from you on our chat room on Sunday, you know? And you can always call us at, my phone is 408-220-5780, and say, Dottie, I just need somebody to talk to. And I'm going to be there for you because that's what we do here at CCL. We support each other. We help each other, but of our people, our parishioners, congregants, find a way to look forward to tomorrow. Okay? If you're having trouble looking forward to tomorrow, give me a call. And you can also reach the Universal Church of the Master, our parent church, by calling Reverend Corry Gott, and her telephone number is 408-220-5779. And we'd like to hear from you. Okay? And now in the background, Reverend Corky's telling me I said her phone number wrong. It's 408-220-5779. Isn't that what I just said? I think so. So that disembodied voice in the back, we don't know about her. And so, there she is, waving. We have an exciting day for you because our wonderful Reverend Tamara Bell is going to be talking about, this is the age of the dawning of Aquarius. Can you say that without singing the song? It's hard for me too, you know. And we also today, we're going to be hearing from our Reverend Dr. Ayleen is going to be doing our prayer. And we have Reverend Dr. Janet Childs, and with her beautiful voice and her guitar, and videos by Reverend Corry Gott. Do you hear all of these reverends? Yeah. We have quite a few people here at the Center for Creative Living who felt that their ministry should be acknowledged. And each one of you is a minister. You have something to say about your connection with the Creator, your connection with spirituality. And there again, if you're interested in becoming a minister, please get a hold of Reverend Corky. And she can get you the paperwork, even probably help you get a sponsor. We've got a lot of things going on. Now, next week, we have, I'm going to be talking about AIDS. It's AIDS Day is coming up on December 1st. And this is one of those special projects of mine, my special charity. So I'm going to be talking a little bit about that epidemic and that plague and what was happening then and why we're honoring it. The remembrance of those people who suffered from or who passed away, or some of the people that are still HIV positive and going through a difficult time. So it's not going to be all negative. It's going to be some happy stories. So I want you to please join us next Sunday and be a part of our community because we enjoy meeting you. So stay tuned for the wonderful Center for Creative Living church service here coming from San Jose, California.
Well, good morning, everyone. No, you don't have to check your sound settings. This is the last bit of my cold, which my tests came back and they came back negative, so it is definitely a cold. And it is different because I haven't had a cold like this in a while. And the thing is that one of the gifts of our bodies is that sometimes our bodies will decide, guess what? You do not have everything under control and you need to rest. And if we don't consciously choose to rest, then our bodies will take over and decide, no, the option is no longer on the table. You will rest. So I've been mostly sleeping. And for those of you, and thank you for everyone's kind thoughts regarding Sam and the support that I've gotten. It's been really wonderful. And I've had a lot of time to sit and to think and to really kind of experience that grief and to experience it with Luna. So it is a little bit hard on my throat, so I'm not going to be talking a lot, and we will get into our prayer, but I just wanted to ask your indulgence, and at the end of the prayer, I am going to have a little tiny tribute. It's less than a minute. But for those of you who never met Sam, you'll get a chance to see him. And he was my best friend. And while I miss him, looking at these pictures helped me. And it is my joy to be able to share someone who I loved so much with the community that I love so much. So that will be at the end of the prayer. So let's take a deep breath. For those of you who maybe that's a little bit difficult, just take as deep a breath as you can. If I took a deep one, I'd start coughing. So take that breath, and as you let it go, allow anything that's weighing on your body, your mind, or your spirit to just sort of fall aside into that little imaginary basket, because that's your care basket. And in this space and at this time, you don't need to hold on to it. Dear blessed and wonderful Creator, we thank you for this day, and we thank you for our lives. We thank you for the blessing of each and every breath. And at those times when our bodies are challenged and those breaths aren't easy, it is a wonderful reminder, and thank you for that reminder, that we have many more breaths that we don't even think about, but you do. You notice each and every breath and each and every heartbeat. You pay attention to what we're going through. Thank you so much for making us each feel like we matter so much. And Creator, for those who don't feel it, I pray they do. I pray that they feel your love surrounding them at those times when things are very, very hard, and this has been a very, very hard year. But thank you so much that no matter how dark things got, you never abandoned us. You never left us alone. It may have felt like it, but I know, and all those who know your love know, that you would never leave us alone. That you would always be that good parent and watch over us. Creator, thank you for all of the blessing of the bodies that we have, and that these bodies are designed by you to be able to do their best to heal each and every second of our lives, to help hold us in balance. So, Creator, there are a whole lot of people who are having a real hard time in their bodies right now. And I ask that they feel your love. I ask that they notice how the subtle comfort that you give. And no matter how bad it gets, that you would never leave us alone. Creator, thank you so much for the blessing of all of those who have dedicated their lives to taking care of others and helping keep these bodies well. Because they work so hard, and this year they have worked harder than they ever have. Creator, may they be supported, and may they be loved, and may they feel that strength that you give them when they're not sure they have more strength on their own. Creator, we thank you for the blessing of those who comfort the ones who are at the end of the time of this body, because they are the ones who will help to allow them to birth into spirit. And we know that's a very hard job, and those who comfort those who grieve. Because, Creator, when these bodies are done, we return to you. And that is so wonderful to know that you are waiting for each and every one of us, that no one is alone in those final minutes, not even my dog. Creator, thank you for the fact that you take such good care of all those who have passed, so that they will greet us when it is our time. Thank you, Creator, for giving us life and for giving us what is beyond life, because both have your love to surround us and to fill us. Thank you for everything, Creator, and whatever it means to you, we hope you have a wonderful day. For all your creation to the next 7 generations and beyond. Aho Matak Oyasin, Ago, 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 by earth, sea, and sky. Namaste, Shalom, Assalamu Alaikum, blessed be. Amen.
Hi, I'm Tamara Bell. I'm the one that writes the column for the CCL Insights every week. My talk today is about the dawning of the Age of Aquarius. This new energy is coming in waves. Arguably, the first wave was on December 21st, 2012, the end of the Mayan calendar. Our next huge wave is the Saturn-Jupiter conjunction, also on a solstice, this December 21st. It's the first time these planets have rejoined in Aquarius since 1405, which heralded in the Renaissance. Jupiter conjunct Saturn can be the death or end of the old king, that's Saturn, and then the bringing in the new king, which is Jupiter. When these two planets meet in Aquarius, there's an increased interest in culture, science, and vision. These giants change the world around us. Jupiter comes up with ideas, and Saturn implements them. We will have to wait until 2024 for the final shift as Pluto enters Aquarius to stay for the next couple of decades, thereby ushering in, arguably, the final shift. To further guide in the new energy is the Uranus square to Jupiter and Saturn in 2021 and 2022. Uranus modifies everything, uprooting us from old patterns. Here's the background mythology of the constellation Aquarius. Aquarius has always been connected to water. The Babylonians, it represented an overflow urn, and they associated this with heavy rains. Whilst the Egyptians saw the constellation as Hapi, the god of the Nile. Greek legend, however, tells of Ganymede, an exceptionally handsome young prince of Troy. He was spotted by Zeus, who immediately decided he would make the perfect water bearer. Zeus used his golden eagle to carry Ganymede to Olympus, the home of the gods. Zeus's wife, Hera, was jealous of Ganymede. Zeus and Ganymede often flew together on the eagle. It was Ganymede who convinced Zeus to allow the people below to receive rain. Eventually, he was glorified as Aquarius. Personally, Ganymede felt very out of place living as a mortal in the home of the gods. From the outside, this could be seen as an enviable position. But since he was not with his own kind, he was eternally lonely. He was carried off and ruled by Zeus, so he didn't have options on changing his fate. During the Age of Aquarius, I'm not saying it correctly, but rulers can come to power, or the world of the gods can come to fruition on earth. Time will tell which fork we will experience. The key to enjoy the latter is bringing in our individual gifts out to the world for sharing. I will expand more in a few minutes. The other part of this energy is humans will fly off. The other part of this energy is that humans will fly in the future. On a personal note, regarding humans' ability to fly, I went to a resurrection room in Egypt in April 2019. The keepers of that room gathered around me in a circle after lifting up a floor grate and opening up a skylight. This allows the sun to stream in from below and above in the otherwise darkened room. You receive a vision or a healing when it's your turn to stand on the grate as the group encircles you. One of my visions was that humanity will fly again, and it will have nothing to do with gravity. I do believe this will play out during the Age of Aquarius. I don't know if our avatars will go into whatever we mind to perceive, or how this will play out. We'll have to wait and see. The Aquarius water washes away the past. This leaves our world wide open for new ways to be presented. Individual, assertive, independent, humanitarian, inventive, original, eccentric, opinionated, intellectual, idealistic, cool, friendly, and detached are Aquarian traits. With Aquarian energy, celebrities will take more of our attention. We will love to focus on the unavailability of celebrity lives. Aquarius loves community, but has a coldness in a one-to-one relationship. It's said Aquarius people love humanity, but not people. They like being outside observers. They love to be the most popular in a group. But they're not that one special friend you might remember while growing up. A popular teacher from school fulfills this archetype. Psychic ability will be commonplace as the Aquarius animation manifests. We will be able to maneuver mechanics via our minds. People who have lost limbs will be able to control their movements like normal using artificial limbs. Aquarius is the higher mind, so limits from our past will break our perceived barriers. People's lives will be much more involved with computer and mechanisms. There's a deluge of transhumanism information on the internet. This would be a dark side of Aquarius energy. The higher pathways is humans' personal abilities to involve activating our amazing faculties as we continue to switch on more of our brains. Ankles, shins, circulations will be a problem this coming year while Jupiter occupies Aquarius. Astronomy ponders if the center of our galaxy is a black hole. Depending on where our solar system is flying around our galaxy center, determines which age we're in. We always will have our individual charts. The ages are a background hum in our experiences. There are examples of how the Aquarius energy is playing out in the astrological world. Under the Piscean age, astrologers would compete for business. They used the yellow pages to attract clients. You would come to their home to get your reading. You would need to take notes. It was more of a rapid fire from the astrologer to you versus a conversation. Under the Aquarius energy, the astrologers ask each other to speak on each other's platforms. The host astrologer encourages the audience to get a reading from the visitor astrologer. The reading can be in person or on Zoom. There is more of a listening and conversation with the current method. How you find the astrologer is by watching or reading their free offerings of their knowledge. Interactive sharing of knowledge between astrologers is wide open. We can't get or give enough of each other's information. This organically makes the field of astrology much more accurate and helpful to the client, thereby uplifting the whole field. It also increases the exposure of astrology. Under the Piscean age, you only studied under one teacher, so your method was fixed. Now, to learn astrology, many students have multiple teachers. I use different methods to ferret out the information. I've had over 30 teachers in my last 5 years of intensive studies. What has developed is my own form of astrology. It's an amalgamation of all I've learned and continue to learn. Putting myself out there using my weekly column gives me the opportunity to hear your feedback. You say I have my finger on the pulse of your lives. I'm so grateful for your confirmation. I'm also grateful that people enjoy my weekly column at tamarabell.net. What about the changes in your business? How's the Aquarian age changing things up for you? I'm looking forward to reading your comment after this transfers into YouTube. Dr. Jean Houston earned a PhD in psychology and a PhD in religion. Her Human Potential movement was co-founded with her husband. Her work had her meet and become best friends with the great anthropologist Margaret Mead. She was at Margaret Mead's bedside as Margaret was dying in 1978. Jean said Margaret Mead was so frustrated. She was dying before she could share what she finally understood. Margaret had put everything together, how human society operated at our best. It was by working in small pods of close people, and then working on a project together from that pod to effect change to better our world. Jean Houston said, "Don't let the war boys have it all. Let's get the sexiness into peace. When we sing songs of peace, put power in those words." I love this energy to forge forth and live in the higher octave of this Aquarian age. Namaste.
Dawning into a new day, finding roots in the wisdom way, holding truth to the midnight song. Carry me down, carry me down. Oh, carry me down to the river. I'm riding down the river. I'm reaching to the shore. I'm riding down the river, not a care anymore. And when all hope has disappeared, and when all faith has cracked and dried, when all strength has turned to fear, we will abide, we will abide, we will abide, we will abide. Oh, awakening the soulful voice, knowing we always have a choice. Bring it forth so we can rejoice, rejoice in the light, in the love light, in the light, in the light, in the love light, love light. Dawning into a new day, finding roots in the wisdom way, holding truth to this midnight song. Carry me down, oh carry me down to the river. Carry me down to the shore. I am riding down the river. I am reaching to the shore. Not a care, I am running down the river. Not a care anymore. And when all hope has disappeared, when all faith has cracked and died, when all strength has turned to fear, we will abide. We will abide. We will abide. We will abide in the light, in the love light, in the love light, in the light.
Thank you for joining us for this celebration of faith and fellowship. We'll be back next Sunday. And for those of you, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can leave them in the comments section. If you appreciate this video and the work that the Center for Creative Living is doing, please press like on the video. You can share the video, and also please subscribe, because that will help this community and the church grow. Remember, in these difficult and challenging times, the opportunity to give and support an organization that has done so much for the community is tremendously important. Please help the Center for Creative Living continue in the wonderful work that it does. We will make it through this. We will be stronger for it. Our faith will carry us. Be blessed, be safe, and have a wonderful week.